So we continue with the Kingdom season, the period between the Feast of All Saints and Advent Sunday, a time of year when we're encouraged to think about the Kingdom of God. And we hear the gospel of the Day of Judgment, where the King sits on his throne and divides those who have served him in serving the poor, those in prison, those in need and those who are sick, and those who fail to recognize him in those very people. And this week, as part of the season, we've been reflecting on three saints who probably are not that well known by many people. Monday, we honoured St. Margaret of Scotland. Yesterday, St. Hugh of Lincoln. And today, we think of St. Elizabeth of Hungary. If you get the chance, you can look them up on Google and find out a bit more about them, or find an encyclopedia of saints and discover their life histories. St. Elizabeth had a particularly hard life. After her husband died at a young age, she was put in the care of another who treated her very poorly, and she suffered greatly. But her faith held strong, and despite the trials and the challenges she faced, she faithfully continued to serve the poor and those on the margins. Yesterday, we thought of St. Hugh of Lincoln, who became one of the great bishops of the church and stood up against those in authority who failed to follow God's ways, whilst at the same time seeking to serve the needs of those in his communities, those under his pastoral care, those who others were neglecting. And on Monday, we thought of St. Margaret of Scotland, similarly using her power and her influence to found monasteries and develop religious communities, and also to serve the needs of those in her society. Those three saints remind us of the different situations and circumstances that we can face in life, that each of us have our own challenges, our own trials and tribulations, our own issues that we have to address and to stand up to. And the call is for us to be faithful in whatever we do, in whatever we face, and to always seek to serve God and to seek to serve others. Last Saturday, we welcomed Mandy as a newly licensed reader as she joined officially our ministry team. Over the last few months, it's become very plain that the ministry team really has a much broader definition, not just those who are licensed or ordained, but all who seek to be faithful, all who seek to use the gifts and the talents that they have been given to serve God, to serve others, and to build up the community of faith. On Sunday, we heard the gospel of the gifts of the talents and those who use them wisely. Perhaps today, as we reflect on Elizabeth of Hungary and recall Hugh of Lincoln and Margaret of Scotland, we can think about ourselves of Portsmouth. What is it that you can do to be faithful to Christ today? What are the gifts and the talents that he has given you that you can use to serve him and to serve others? And who knows, in hundreds of years of time, there may be people sharing thoughts about St. Margaret of Scotland, St. Hugh of Lincoln, St. Elizabeth of Hungary, and that person, St. Whoever of Portsmouth.